Hey guys, what's going on? Do something a little bit different this time. I've only been reviewing basically just the Joytech products and stuff lately, because that's what I have. We can order stuff in and review it and stuff. I might even do a little review on the Vapor Storm e-mask, whatever. But this is something that's pretty near and dear to my heart. It's pretty special. Had a customer, he's been coming in for a couple of years. And at first, he was giving me some fish tank advice and that sort of stuff. And then we discovered that he was quite an artist. Pardon me. He does a lot of woodworking projects and stuff, and when he first came in, him and his wife came in with these tube mods, like these, you know, before stacks were cool, he was making stacks out of 26 650s, all custom made and stuff, and we talked all about safety and that sort of stuff, and he wasn't, you know, overly concerned about safety at first, but it's come a long way. So as time went along, some more of his friends and family were coming in with these cool looking customized vape mods, and I was, you know, like, his skills are getting better and better and better, and I finally said, like, I need to have one of those. And he surprised me one day with this guy, and I'm telling you right now that I don't have no 4K camera or any high definition stuff or whatever, so you're probably not going to get a really good indication as to what this is. But I'm telling you, this is one of the nicest mods I've ever seen. Not just because it's wood and that's kind of my thing or whatever, but it's custom made. And this is a chunk of redwood from the redwood forest. Now, I don't know if you guys know anything about the redwood forest and all that stuff, but it's protected wood, so he had to buy this wood. And all the proceeds go back to the redwood forest and all that stuff to conserve trees. But this is a piece of live edge, barely, like, he sanded it up, made it nice and smooth. It's kind of got a fat bottom for my fat hands, and it's got a Fat Daddy 510 in it. And all of these mods that he's been making have there's no batteries in this right now, but they all have Fat Daddy 510s with spring-loaded 510 connectors and all that stuff. And I believe these are 50 amp buttons. This is a series mod. That's primarily what he's doing is series stuff. He did make one for Brandy in a parallel configuration, and we had some old wooden burls out the back here, and I've been trying to figure out what to do with them forever, and I just don't have the time. I suppose if I got time to do these reviews and stuff, I could probably take the time, but I don't know, maybe it's the patience or the tools or whatever, but I got lots going on. We're always coming up with new juice flavors and all that sort of stuff too. So I asked Brandon to put together a few of these things, and did he ever. So Brandy made a special request for this one, and how well is the camera going to pick that up? I don't know. But it says hashtag Blue Crew. Here. Just for her. Well, I've got a little flashlight here. I can kind of give you a little better see on it. But this is like a burl. I believe it's a maple burl that we had kicking around here, and he's resin coated it. It's gorgeous. I can't describe to you over a video how gorgeous this thing is. And to boot, all of the internal connections are brass or copper, so it's high flow. This thing puts out. And like I say, this one is, Brandy's been using it for a little bit, so it is scratched up a little bit.
Just on the bottom.
Just on the bottom. But you can see the brass posts. They're all nice and flush. This thing sits on the ground nice and flush. I've got these things jacked up so you can actually see them, but it's, you know, no wobble, no wibble. This thing's gorgeous.
All of the eyes in that maple burl have a little fleck of blue, which is pretty fantastic.
Fat Daddy 510 with the spring-loaded connector. I've made a couple of suggestions for Brandon in the future, and he's like growing and learning and stuff. Like, I can't really find anything that's wrong with it. Some aesthetics, I really want him to brand with his brand so that these things are legit. But this has got batteries in it right now, and I'm sure you guys will take my word for it.
It's light.
I'm gonna weigh it just because it is incredibly light. So this one with two 18650s in it weighs, oh, we're in ounces. Let's go to grams because we're in Canada. 170 grams. My brass Rogue all outfitted. I know there's an RDA on top of here and there's a battery in it. 274 grams, okay?
I'll go get...
Yeah, go grab like a Vupu or something.
This one's light too.
So let's go like the Relo with 3 batteries in it. It's gonna weigh a lot, 318 grams. Brandy's Asmodus,
Stabwood,
Minikin, Kodama.
Yeah, Minikin, 273.
It's 273 fully
and this
loaded.
is light.
That's
this
a light
is
one.
light.
These guys are like super light. With no battery in it, this one will be a dual 18650 as well. It's a series mod, so you got to know what you're doing when you're building this stuff, but super small. Like it almost disappears in my hand. It's maybe a little bit bigger than my Golden Armor's Oracle, and also a beautiful mod, but lots of brass, really heavy. But this one, it's got like a little cutout where part of the burl was missing, so your battery's gonna shine through there. I think that's freaking cool. But the weight on this thing, empty, 76 grams. Put a couple of batteries in it, it's not gonna weigh much more. Put an RDA on it, it's still gonna be a super lightweight, strong mod. And then this one. You see that? This is hand carved. I don't know if it's like a velociraptor or a wolf, maybe a bear. I don't know, use your imagination. But when you unscrew these guys and you shove your batteries inside,
one battery goes
right through the teeth here. Fucking cool.
And they've carved the teeth in such a way that when you put it in your pocket,
they're not gonna really catch on anything. It kind of like even adds to the grip. My hands just kind of fall in them. Ow! Just kidding. These are amazing little mods, and from a local manufacturer here, between Brendan and Angel, these guys have been creating these things and coming up with new ideas. We're supposed to have a new one.
I'm getting a matching drip tip made.
He's making us drip tips and stuff. He also said that he's got another unique shaped piece of wood that he's made into a mod that he should be bringing over tomorrow. And I've been just kind of building a little bit of a pretty supply. Like these two are ours, and these two are for sale. So I don't know. Give us some feedback. What is stuff like this worth? I mean, it's hard to value something like this. Took him probably 8 hours to carve it out and then kind of stain it and make the teeth look like those are real, like they look like real teeth. You know, they're kind of like the animal's been chewing on shit, or maybe it's amazing. What are they worth? What do you guys think that they'd be worth? Like if I was to sell it, what do you think? You know, something like this, a little bit more basic, but again, it's like a maple burl. It's a rare wood. Give me some feedback. They hit like trucks.
Except mine. Well,
no,
mine hits like a truck.
I mean, yours is parallel, which is different. If I build a 0.1 on here, the button doesn't get warm. The button has like this amazing tactile feedback. Like it's either on or off. There's no real in between. Yeah, yours is a little bit, you know, it's shiny. None of the wood pieces up here are fingerprinty, but at the top, of course, you get a little bit of that fingerprinty. And I mean, I could probably get Brendan to do a brushed finish on that. You'd never see fingerprints either. But if you want to like do your makeup or some shit, you could probably do it in this finish, right? So this is kind of a first look Let's see what I got. This is not a super hard hitting.
You want to put my RDA on it? It just needs to be dripped.
Yeah, well this one's already dripped up. So I'm just gonna take this guy off of, well here, let's do a little comparison. This battery is probably not 100% charged. The batteries in there aren't 100% charged, but who's counting, right?
I'm turning my light off.
Reasonable amount of vapor. This is like a 0.14. It's not a heavy, hard hitting, anything like that. So we'll unscrew this guy. And I don't know if it's going to be a hell of a lot different, but there's two batteries in parallel here, so you're definitely going to get a lot more battery life, twice as much battery life. But, I mean, everything shores up nice. It sits on top. One of the suggestions that I made for him in the future was maybe to recess this 510 in, but you can hardly tell. It sits nice and flush. There's no wiggliness. There's no shaking, rattling, any problems with this thing at all. So between my Rogue, which doesn't look super clean on the outside, but all of my contacts are super cleaned up and everything else, I don't know if there's a whole lot of difference in how hard it hits. This one might actually hit a little bit harder, which is quite amazing considering, you know, we're going from like naval brass to a mod that has internals and connections and stuff. I believe they're calling themselves Newhook Designs. They weren't gonna brand, they weren't going to go too crazy until they came through the door with some of these mods, and I went, oh my god, these are amazing, and I hope that you guys like them as much as we do. So I'll start the bidding on any one of these at $1. I've got a reserve on these things because of course Brendan's got to make some money, but aside from this one, because this one's Brandy's, I'd be willing to part with any of these. And you're welcome to come into the store and try them out. This one has a flush button, so you kind of have to like press it, you know, intentionally put your finger inside and press it. It's just as easy. I think he's gone to more of these like button style buttons, you know what I mean? Like the ones that actually pop out. I like these ones a little better because you can definitely tell when you're hitting the button. But either way, you guys tell me what they're worth. Come in and check them out. He's also doing other mods too. If you guys wanted to get something custom made that was a little bit lighter in color, a little bit darker, or a specific wood or whatever, we can discuss all of that. But these will be exclusive at Blue Vapes. Because we're awesome.